Buffy Oak. A small location where people simply sit around and enjoy each other's company. They talk, laugh, and sing without ever arguing, drawing daggers and dying in a gurgling rush of blood. A truly bizarre place.
Hello everyone, this is the 13th level of Dungeon Keeper, and it is not as easy as some other levels are, but it's not that hard as well, once you know what you're doing. So, on this level, of course, you want to start mining as soon as possible, mining the gem style. I wouldn't bother and train imps, so you just create as many imps as you can, and that's it. And there are also dragons wandering that you can capture and that have already started coming. And you need to basically build the basic structures like lair, for example, hatchery, of course, and start training your creatures as soon as you can. So yeah, dragons are pretty good overall, and they're very good at training too. So once you have built all the structures and library included, because we need a bridge as soon as possible, and biodemons have started coming as well because we have built a hatchery. So you want to, so possess a fly or a dragon and start capturing the dragons that are wandering. And there are two keepers, so the blue one and the green one. And there are some things hidden on the map that we will address later. So I'm a bit unsure about what to do. We only need, realistically, we only need like one fly, so I'll probably get rid of them very soon. So I'm trying to learn how to control mouse, because it's inverted in Dungeon Keeper compared to other games, which is fun, of course. So you just possess a fly and you try to get all the dragons that were there before your enemy does that, or before your enemy flies do that, and send all your biodemons, dragons, everyone else to training, except maybe warlocks, but I think we will also start training warlocks too in some near future. And as I said, it's better to create as many imps as you can, because at most 15, of course, or rather 12, is sufficient to start mining, but also because gems are not the fastest way to mine. You might also be interested in just plain gold too, so I have started mining both, because this way we will be able to get even higher income than what just gems can do, especially during the beginning. We need to build a lot. So the enemy keeper starts with several level 3 imps and some other creatures, I think, as well. So we'll lose our flies, and also the enemy keeper starts digging towards us pretty soon, at least in Keeper Effects version of the game. yeah, we will need to start building bridges as soon as we can, of course. That's not the only reason to build a bridge, though. We're not that interested in this gold, though of course we are interested in it. We also want a bridge for something else, which should come very shortly. And of course we need to continue doing research so that we can get another structures. So we already have a site of reveal, so we will take a look at those areas behind gold, at this one and at this one. So the enemy won't dig, at least shouldn't dig there very soon. So we will start with the left one, and we'll just try to dig straight to this small area, and try to dig there faster than our enemy does, which shouldn't be too hard because they are not mining gold yet there, so it will take them some time to start actually mining, so they're just claiming the territory, so we can take our time and mine the gold straight through, and we should see some dungeon special there, specifically this will be increased level. So there are a couple lava traps there, but we shouldn't be too worried about them. So the enemy keeper could be actually those traps probably are there to prevent enemy keeper from possessing the specials rather than us, so we can deal with lava traps very easily, of course. So we're now trying to go to the other one, which we actually don't really need. But I didn't know that, or I didn't realize that before. So we now have a conceal monster as well. So we'll just cast it on an imp and order it to mine some gold. And of course speed them up. Try to possess it, if you can, of course. Which may be tricky, so you might want to learn the keyboard shortcut for possession. Yeah, and I'm struggling with the mouse look a little bit because it is inverted, as I said. So because enemy doesn't see our imp, they won't immediately start reclaiming this land, but they will start doing that soon, so we don't have much time. I'm also trying to rotate the camera. I also fail at it. So yeah, we only need to possess like one tile that is adjacent to gold, and we'll be okay. So there are a couple other traps here, which are poisonous gas traps. So we don't really count imps all that much, so we'll just send them. And this is a reveal map, which is useful, but I suppose actually increased level would be more interesting. And I think one imp is trying to claim our bridge, which will prevent, of course, by selling parts of it, so they won't be able to claim it. And of course we neglected training creatures, so we will try to send all the creatures to training room as soon as we can. And we don't want to use increased level just yet, so we will wait until our creatures are more high level, because the higher level you go, the harder it is to get another level, which is probably pretty obvious. Also, I noticed that there are some warlocks that are not working, and we will need any fighters that we can get. So I decided to start training a couple of warlocks as well. Yeah, so the enemy keepers have a creature limit of 14, which is lower than what we have. We have, I don't know how many, but more than 14. So this is why this level is not that hard, actually. So I also thought of trying to build a tunnel between the keepers to make them fight each other. And I'm not sure if they're supposed to be fighting or not, but they're not. So you'll see that after I dig it, nothing will really happen. So they will start claiming the land, but not much. So yeah, I have possessed an imp once more. His name is Aleph, which is interesting. So I'm trying to connect both keepers with a tunnel, so that I thought that they might start fighting, but yeah, so the green and the blue starting to compete to claim the same land, but nothing really happens afterwards, so they don't start fighting, sadly. And yeah, I was too slow to solve that bridge, so the enemy imp got there first. Also, apparently some time has passed, and the torture chamber was researched, which will allow us to attract mistresses. And we also probably want to build a workshop and barracks, of course, to attract orcs. And I just noticed that the greenkeeper built a bridge towards us. So you can sell parts of your bridge, and basically the enemy keeper won't immediately recognize that, and they won't attack you because of that. So because they have no connection to you. So it can buy you some time, at least. So of course you need to send all the creatures you can to training rooms. And yeah, so here comes Mistress. So we will only need to build a workshop, which we're doing right now. And we should be able to attract trolls as well. And everyone knows what is troll plus wild demon plus mistress combination. What does it do? So apparently in the keeper effects there are more combinations that exist in the game, and they should have existed in the original game as well, but due to some bugs they don't. So yeah, I also have found transfer creature, so it can be in enemy keeper's library, or it can be in another area at the south. It depends on whether or not your enemy managed to get there first or not. So if you transfer a Horned Reaper, for example, you can just dig towards the enemy immediately and kill them both before they're able to do anything. In that case, there won't be transfer creature in the enemy keeper's library, and there only will be transfer creature behind gold. So yeah, once the troll has joined, we can take the highest level Bile Demon, Mistress and Troll, and make a Horn Reaper. So in order to take highest level creatures, in Keeper effects you need to hold control apparently. In the original game you just click on the portraits and that's it. So we have created a Horn Reaper, and I thought that probably after like 15 minutes our troops should be able to just kill the enemy. If you wait for too long, they can start mining, they can start being annoying. So yeah, we also need to remember that we had increased level. And just send all the creatures. Maybe wait for warlocks and other guys, which may be slow. But overall, yeah, so if you just trained all your troops, you should have sufficient army to destroy the keepers one by one. Also, don't forget to select chicken mode in the interface, so that your creatures don't fight to death, because you need to preserve them. I will show that interface in a moment. So as you can see, some of our creatures will die because they are too low level, but that's fine. So we should still be relatively good. Actually, a single Horn Reaper is more than enough to give a lot of trouble to. Yeah, so you need to enable chicken mode, otherwise your creatures will just fight to death and die, so you don't want to. Preferably you don't want that if it's not your final battle, which it isn't. So there's nothing really to say anymore, because we have killed almost everyone already. So yeah, Horn Reaper helps a lot actually. So also Horn Reaper was pretty fast and already started killing imps and already has found the dungeon heart, but yeah, so it should be pretty easy to destroy the dungeon heart for the green guy. And you want to destroy the green one, the green guy first, because he had I think level 7 dragon or something like that initially, so he should have bigger army than yours, than the blue ones. But it all depends on how long you wait and how much time you have. Preferably you don't want to wait until they are able to unite. So we have destroyed the green one's stuff. And the blue will then be able to claim all the land, because he's faster than us. And you don't want to make your creatures wait, especially dragons, they are really slow. So you can just transfer them by hand. And of course don't forget to sell the bridge, otherwise the blue keeper will start attacking you sooner. And don't forget to take all creatures. Yeah, so there are a lot of creatures that you can hire on this level, so if you just wait enough time, you should be able to accumulate even higher army, even bigger army. Also, you want to give your creatures some rest, especially Horn Reaper, but not too much, so that he doesn't become annoyed. So yeah, sped up a little bit, so you don't have to wait until they heal. So yeah, when Horned Reaper is mostly healed, it's probably fine. You can also create a new one once you have enough trolls and mistresses, because one Horned Reaper is stronger than Bile Demon, Mistress and Troll combined, so it is really worth it. But you need to train them first, so that you don't have to pay 150 gold to each time to train Horned Reaper, compared to much smaller amount of money that you pay for other creatures. Alright, so you want to let your creatures rest a little bit and regenerate. And as soon as you feel that you're ready, especially if you have been able to claim the reveal map dungeon special. Yeah, so as you can see, enemy only has 14 creatures, while we have 30. So even though our creatures are probably a bit lower level, you should be able to destroy the remaining keeper after all your creatures have regenerated their health. You don't want to attack immediately though, so and you don't want to stop training for dragons and other creatures that can regenerate health on their own without resting. So warlocks, dragons, other creatures that have heal can start training immediately. So vampires is another example. Alright, so as I said, you don't really have to wait for too long. So we'll try to claim as much land as possible before, but I mean, that's not strictly necessary. So I try to claim as much as I can. I'm not sure why, to be honest. So you can just attack using coat to arms. Of course, if you can drop your imp on top of enemies dungeon card, not your imps, your army on top of dungeon card, it is preferable. Also, you should not forget that Bile Demons eat a lot, so you want to create somewhat big hatchery.
Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your creatures are under attack. A new spell has been researched.
And I think my plan went wrong pretty quickly, so yeah, it's not a viable strategy to try to reclaim land from blue. So yeah. Also, if you feel like you're running out of money, this is another good reason to start attacking, because even though you have gems, they have gems too, so the only advantage that you have over them is the amount of creatures, which is not to be underestimated, of course. So yeah, don't wait for too long. As soon as you feel that you can destroy your enemy, you should just go. Maybe save the game before doing that, but on this level it's usually no saving game is what matters. You just need to be constantly training your creatures, and that's it. You don't need to do anything else.
You have claimed an enemy room.
You can also disable chicken mode for the last keeper, so that you have a little bit higher firepower, because your creatures don't try to preserve their lives when fighting.
Your creatures are attacking.
That shouldn't matter in this case, but it might help. So the blue keeper immediately throws all their creatures. Sometimes they don't do that. Yeah, you want to make sure that all your creatures are fighting. So they have high level guys, but you should be able to destroy them nevertheless. So as you can see, usually the creatures that survive are wild demons and dragons, and Horn Reapers, of course. So
Creatures are attacking the enemy.
you can see that wild demons, dragons, and Horn Reapers have left, actually. Or all left, rather. So yeah, you just slowly advance to enemy's territory, or not really slowly, because there is no one left for the blue keeper apart from maybe a couple dragons or
Your minions are winning a battle.
some creatures that they took. Also, enemy keeper keeps casting lightning to kill our creatures, but
Your creatures are attacking the enemy.
you really don't have too much money to do this. You can try that as well, so you don't have to just use your creatures. You can also use you can also cast spells. Usually it's not required, so if you feel like you can kill some enemies that are low on health, that's fine. Otherwise, I would suggest you not to waste money on spells like lightning or other things.
Your minions are winning a battle.
So also, it took me longer than I expected to get to the Blue's dungeon hut, because I entered the wrong tunnel, apparently. So make sure that you actually enter the Blue Keeper's dungeon and not the green one. So the level is almost over. If you did everything correctly, then you should have like biodemons, Horn Reapers and others left, so you can destroy the enemy hard without any problems. Yeah, so it's a bit annoying in this case. Yeah, and I finally disabled chicken mode, so that our creatures will just be able to destroy the card as fast as they can and end the level. So the enemy keeper tries everything that he can to prevent us from destroying all his heart, or to just make sure that this moment is longer. And there was a treasure. Oh, there was a transfer creature there.
A new spell has been
And
researched.
that's it. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you next time.